Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to a Metal Gear Solid news update video. Metal Gear is part of my favorite franchise quad, the other three franchises being Bethesda's Elder Scrolls and Fallout games, as well as The Legend of Zelda. So when Konami recently hosted a Metal Gear 25th anniversary event, I was nothing short of hyped, and boy, did they deliver. Tons of awesome news was revealed. In this video, we're going to cover the new Metal Gear Solid game, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which runs on the new Fox engine. Unfortunately, the real-time demo shown was not for public viewing. All we're left with is this sexy image right here, provided by Famitsu, and it's safe to assume that it is Big Boss rather than Solid Snake. Although who knows, we do see some modern-looking tech there with Snake going all Sam Fisher. So maybe it's a prequel to Metal Gear Solid 4, and maybe that's just an older version of Solid Snake. Or even better, maybe we can play both as Big Boss and Solid Snake. Maybe the game goes back and forth between two eras. But on this screenshot, my money is on Big Boss. Especially since one of the journalists stated that behind the goggles was an eye patch. But the modern tech kinda throws me off. Just keep in mind that all of this is still a demo, and for all we know, a lot of things will change or none of this may actually even be part of the final build. The demo took place in some sort of a military base. It begins with a cutscene. There's a man in a suit and a hat, accompanied and heavily guarded by soldiers and guard dogs, and this man interacts with a boy in a cage. He gives the boy a music player, which the boy proceeds to use, and then the man rides off to an airfield and rides off a helicopter. Before departure, he takes off his hat to reveal a severely burned and scarred face and a head with no hair, and then proceeds to vaguely describe some events that transpired. On the helicopter, there's a symbol labeled Zoff, which is Fox in reverse. Before the man takes off, he throws away a bunch of Zoff emblems and flies off. Not too long after, on a cliffside of the base, Snake climbs onto it, and so begins the gameplay portion. If you're scratching your head right now, don't worry, so am I. Journalists aren't allowed to give too much away in terms of what they saw, and even some of the things they saw were kind of vague, so what this entire scene means, nobody has any freaking idea. Now apparently the demo was running on a current gen PC. This is a good indication that we'll be seeing this game on the next generation systems, because if that screenshot isn't CGI but actual gameplay, current gen systems will have a lot of trouble running this game. While we don't have much in terms of footage, various journalists who attended have tweeted their impressions, revealing a ton of information. Real-time cutscenes make a return and blend perfectly with the gameplay in terms of graphical fidelity and transition, as was the case in Metal Gear Solid 4. The graphics in general just received an immense amount of praise, wowing just about everyone. The most significant new information is that the game is open world. Most Metal Gear games have been quite linear, or involved navigating throughout only one big location, with often linear missions, but all that will change with this game. Hideo Kojima even previously hinted at a conversation system similar to the likes of Deus Ex Human Revolution, which means certain scenarios could have a variety of outcomes. I do not know if by open world they mean like GTA, a giant sandbox full-out open world, or if it'll be like Deus Ex Human Revolution, which contains various self-contained open world environments, but my guess is the latter, but we'll find out more in time. In terms of gameplay, based on one of the tweets, apart from the usual sneaky maneuvers and CQC, Snake got to ride a jeep and call a heli for evac, and calling in a helicopter may further reinforce an open world structure more akin to Deus Ex Human Revolution. Maybe there's like a main hub or something from which you traverse to various other large open world locations. But yeah, apart from that, we know little else about this game, but expect more news as the other next generation consoles begin to make an appearance. Finally, in a surprise move, Konami announced a Metal Gear Solid movie in association with Columbia Pictures. The producer is Avi Arad, who has been involved with the likes of X-Men, Iron Man, and The Amazing Spider-Man. He says in a tweet, "For many years, I fought to bring comics to theaters, and video games are the comics of today." Beautiful. One thing that worries me is that it's a video game to movie transition, which often leads to less than desirable results, but if Hideo Kojima has allowed this to happen, then he must have good faith that the movie will be good, and if Kojima has faith, so do I. But that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to Young to be further updated on Metal Gear, one of my favorite series of all time, and also be sure to subscribe for some awesome upcoming Skyrim cinemas. Thank you very much, and Young out.